Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy and this is a vinyl finds video. I haven't done one for a while. I picked up quite a few things. I'm not going to show everything that I picked up since my last one. But one of the first things I wanted to show was one of my biggest regrets from the record store days. I didn't get the Warren Zevon set piano fighter from his Giant Years. The Giant label, and this has Mutineer, which has Monkey Wash, Donkey Rinse. Jesus Was a Crossmaker. He does a cover of that. I think I can't remember Judy. I can't remember her name that wrote the song, did it originally. The Indifference of Heaven is just a fantastic song, and Something Bad Happened to a Clown. But yeah, it's not his greatest, but it has some fantastic songs, including the title track. Always reminds me in the title track, Mutineer, that David Letterman was one of the biggest fans of Warren Zevon, had him on the show quite a bit. And after his passing and David Letterman's last shows, he had different artists doing quite a few of Warren Zevon's songs. And he had Jason Isbell and his wife do the song Mutineer. Unfortunately, they're divorced now, I think. And then this Mr. Bad Example came in this set. It shows one of my favorite Zevon songs, and Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. And then the live album, Learning to Flinch. You can see some of the songs that are on here. Only problem I had with this album, I thought the guitars were a little high in the mix, but still a good album. I really love the live version of The Indifference of Heaven. But yeah, then it comes with a little booklet about Warren. Because I guess maybe you've probably seen these on the RSD videos, but yeah. I was able to get this on a secondary market for a very reasonable price, and I'm so glad to have that now. Another thing is I was up in Grinnell, Iowa, and went to a record store there. I can't remember the name. I think it's probably the only record store in Grinnell, Iowa. And I picked up this Ian Hunter album that I didn't have. All the good ones are taken, and the title track, it's very good. And what's the other one on here? Seeing Double is another one I really liked. But not his best album, but like any Ian Hunter albums, always got some good songs on there. And this was on the, of course, Columbia label. So if you're in Grinnell, Iowa, check out the little record store they got there. The next artist I'm going to show is Andrew Duhan. This is his album, The Moorings. Now, I discovered him through another VC channel. I think it's B.G. Cummins. I think it's Bill Garrettson, I think is his name. I'm not positive. But he's out of L.A., and I'm going to put a link to his channel below. Anybody that's into Americana, Sam St. John, or R&B should check out his channel, because he introduces me to all kinds of new artists that I have never heard of before. Anyway, this is one of them, Andrew Duhan. I think I actually got this off his website. Well, I got two of his albums off his website. Check out the title track, The Moorings, but just a wonderful artist. Got a little bit of Van Morrison in him, and also Americana artists like John Fulbright and Greg Trooper, especially John Fulbright and The Voice. But yeah, this came out in 2013. This is the one that I would check out first. Just great songs on this. And his voice is just pretty amazing. Like I said, I think it was self-released. And then I also picked up his album, Emerald Blue, from 2022. It's a good album as well, but I don't think it's quite as good as The Moorings, which is the one that I would recommend checking out first. And so that was Andrew Duhan. Next is this Coasters album from 1958. just, the Coasters were a wonderful group in the 50s. They had this playfulness. They had a lot of sense of humor in their tunes. This is their debut, although, many of the songs were recorded when they were the Robins and released as a 45s. They had slight group changes from the Robins to this version of the Coasters. Lieber and Stoller produced this album and most of the songs. One weird thing about this debut album is that the tracks on the back do not match up with the tracks on the label, but the label is the correct one, and there are a few variations that songs that are on the record jacket that are not on the record, but this actually has probably the best version of this album, better than the back of the cover jacket. And I should say quite a few of their hits are on here. You've got Searchin' and Smokey Joe's Cafe, Youngblood, Down in Mexico, Yakety Yak, Poison Ivy, Long Came Jones, Charlie Brown. That just almost sounds like a greatest hits album, which in a way it is. Then I picked up a Japanese pressing of this Elvis Presley soundtrack, King Creole, came out also in 1958. And I think this is maybe one of his best soundtrack recordings, if not his best. This was made right before he entered the Army. Lieber and Stoller wrote the title tune. Also has Trouble, Steadfast, Loyal, and True, Lover Doll, and Hard-Headed Woman. Some fine Scotty Moore guitar on this. Yeah, I know a lot of his soundtrack albums have you had to search for a really good song on there, but this is a fine one, King Creole, on the RCA label. So next album's from 2023. It's Last Chance to Learn the Twist from Graham Parker. This is Graham Parker and the Gold Tops. Of course, he started out Graham Parker and the Rumor, and then Graham Parker and the Figs, and some other variations. But he's one of those 70s pub rockers that is still making fine records. Some of the venom may be gone, but he still has a knack with a melody. There's some great tunes on here. There you can see him on the back there. One I would say to check out is probably Sun Valley, or Music of the Devil. But yeah, Graham Parker still making great records. And this is on this kind of green vinyl and with a cool label on the, I'm gonna have to get my glasses out. See this? Well, I guess it doesn't say what label. Big Stir Records. I think Big Stir Records do a lot of power pop, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Graham Parker, 2023. Next is one of the 60s releases of the Bee Gees that I didn't have. Horizontal has that great opening track with World. You can see the tracks. Also, And the Sun Will Shine, the kind of the country folk classic Massachusetts with Robin Gibbs kind of plaintive vocals. I think he's always been my favorite of the Bee Gees singers, Robin. But you can hear this Baroque pop and Beatles influences on this record. And of course it was on the Atco label. Now another Americana artist, Benda LaCour. Kind of like this cover, called Sweet Anhedonia. There's been, came out in 2023. Did I say that already? I don't know. I call it kind of Americana noir. He actually started out in a death metal band, but many of his songs have this noirish quality. Check out the song Appalachian Book of the Dead. There's the track listing. Yeah, that one for sure has some noir qualities. He was a guy that was championed by Lucinda Williams, so if you like Lucinda Williams, check out Benda LaCour. And Kind of got a custom label, looks like. This might have been self-produced as well. I don't know about that. But, yeah. Now the next one comes because of the completist in me and certain artists. I'd like to get all their recordings, and I was only missing one Bob Dylan album. And yes, I picked it up. Bob Dylan's Christmas in the Heart. I don't know. I looked at the videos for a couple of these songs, and I think they're kind of fun. I mean, some people don't like this at all, but it really grew on me. Christmas in the Heart. Yeah, it comes real festive red vinyl for the season. There's on the Columbia label. Yeah, Christmas in the Heart. So now I have all of Bob's studio albums until he makes another one, if he ever does. Next, for Mike at MGK Boston, he'll probably enjoy this one. That's Loretta Lynn, You Ain't Woman Enough, from 1967. Classic Don't Mess With My Man title track. Also got Darkest Day, Talking to the Wall, and an interesting cover of These Boots Were Made for Walking. There we go. Yeah, Queen of Country, Loretta Lynn. And she was on the MCA label. And last but not least, I have the Punch Brothers and Who's Feeling Young Now? This is their third album from 2012. Kind of a mixture of Americana, bluegrass, and jazzy arrangements. It's definitely a unique mixture. But they're very talented musicians. They even cover Radiohead's Kid A, and a couple songs were written with Josh Ritter. There's a track listing right there. But yeah, you've got Chris Thiele, who is with Nickel Creek right here. Then you've got Noam Pickleney, the banjo player, right there. He was in Leftover Salmon. And then the guitarist, what is his name? Chris Eldridge, who was part of the Prairie Home Companion band. And then the other two artists are Gabe Witcher on fiddle and Paul Cowart on bass. Yeah, yes. Just amazing musicians. The Punch Brothers. And that's what I picked up recently. Let me know if you have any of those albums or what you think. And I hope everyone's doing well, and see you in the next video.